inductee of the evening. I'm glad she's made it back. Please welcome to the podium head volleyball coach, assistant athletic director, Tammy Swearingen.
Carolee Reed Corbett, better known to her friends and family as Car. I can't even say Carolee half the time, it's Car. When Carolee selected Westminster College, I was just so terribly excited. We had that setter coming in, and she was the top setter. I was just glowing with excitement to have her in the gym. One problem. She was homesick, so homesick that she couldn't practice. She was crying all the time. It was going on and on all through preseason. Finally, I called her dad, and he's like, Tam, you may not agree with me, but this is tough love. I'm not coming. She can stay there. She can put her big girl pants on. She's fine. You're taking care of her. Well, Carolee cried when she came in, and then she found the way. She found her way through Westminster. I was so proud of her. She was one of the few that played in the ECAC Division II, then through the tough transition years, and then Division III, our first year in the PAC. She had a great career. She bought in and trained hard all through the off season with her teammates. I think some of them are here. Katie Spear, Suzanne Fitz, Carolee, Mackenzie back there. Just trained tremendously hard over the off season. I couldn't believe how much they improved together. And that work ethic that they showed in the off season, I'd go by the gym and they'd be in there. The net would be up. They'd be training and working and having a good time. They trained so hard that when we got to her sophomore year and she earned our starting position as our setter, as our quarterback, she and Katie Spear probably ran the best 31, if you know anything about volleyball. 31 is a low shooting set across the net that the middle hitter intersects and drives to the ground. It's all timing. They ran the best 31 that I think I've ever seen to this day in our gymnasium, and maybe even in the PAC. It was awesome. It was just awesome. And it was so awesome, her teammates will remember, I should say, that when they would connect and we'd get a kill, Carolee would just squeal. She'd squeal, she'd be so excited, and she earned herself a little nickname, which I won't share today, but those of you know what it is, and maybe we'll share with you on another time. But those girls, these athletes, pushed each other. They pushed each other, they played hard for each other, and they loved each other. It was an awesome thing to watch. As Car matured each and every year, she made a huge impact on the program. We got better and better. The hitters got better. If your quarterback can't throw, if your setter can't connect, you're in trouble. She connected all the time. In fact, she made her hitters better, and her hitters made her better. 3 of her hitters through her career are in the Hall of Fame. Katie Spear, Suzanne Fitz, Shannon Leposki. She made them what they are. They made her the leading assist leader in Titan history. And that's something, I can't believe she still holds the record now. I mean, she played in the GLIAC year, she played in the transition year, and she still holds that record since, 2002. That's a long, long time. So I'm just so proud of her for that. You can read all her accolades in the manual. In the brochure, I'm not going to go over those again. But over 3,600 assists is something else. And Car, that's just such a great accomplishment. So proud of you. In closing, Car cried when she came. to Westminster. And then her senior year, I couldn't get her out of my office because she was crying because she didn't want to leave. And then when I called her to tell her she was in the Hall of Fame, she was squealing, once again, like she and Katie connected on that 31. She was crying. I heard Adam going, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Who passed? What's wrong?" She was crying once again, and I'm sure she might shed a tear up here today if I know Carolee. And I know Coach Staffler back here is probably laughing because he knows I cry at the drop of a hat too. So we were just a great match, let me tell you. Just a great match. Cara would always share Christmas cards every year. I got to see the update of her family, how she grew. Good thing her dad didn't come get her when she was here because she ended up in Paris for a few years. I don't know how she connected then. I know her phone bill was incredibly high her freshman year here. I can't imagine when she was in Paris, but we have that internet thing now, so I'm sure it was a little better. Cara, you have left your mark on the program, one that you should be so terribly proud of. I'm so proud of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Carolee Reed Corbett, now in the Hall of Fame.
You're amazing. Oh, wow. Well, first of all, I would like to thank all the committee for your hard work and the president for selecting me among all these amazing inductees. I imagine it was a very difficult process and time consuming. Congratulations to everybody inducted in the Hall of Fame. I read your bios. They were incredible. I'm honored to be standing up here. This may not be the best speech tonight, but it will be the most popular because it's the last. I would like to start off and thank Coach Swearingen for thinking enough of my playing days at Westminster to nominate me for this honor. Coach Swearingen was a coach and a mentor to many in this room tonight. The mission statement of Westminster College states, and I quote, "It shall be the mission of Westminster to educate and inspire all its students through a distinctive liberal arts curriculum and a dynamic developmental experience, to challenge them to be critically aware, lifelong learners, and leaders of character, committed to the values of integrity, fairness, and responsibility, and to prepare them for lives of success, significance, and service." This is exactly how Coach treated all of us while we were here at Westminster. She drove us to be leaders of character and be committed to the values of integrity. She taught us to be fair with each other, respect one another, and accept the responsibility for our mistakes. And believe me when I say she made me accept a lot of my responsibility in the past 4 years that I was here. Coach has proudly worn blue and white of the Titan Nation for almost 30 years, and there is no better representative of Westminster College than Coach Tammy Swearingen. She not only ranks as one of the most successful coaches at Westminster, but she is a guiding light for athletes she coached and mentored. The great UCLA basketball coach John Wooden is quoted as saying, "It's what you learn after you know it all that counts." When I came to Westminster, I was convinced I was a great volleyball player and a person. Coach had a little different perspective on my abilities and characters. The thing that Coach saw in me, though, was a great potential I had, and for 4 years, she made me work toward that potential. I was not special, and she did not show me any extra favor. Just ask the girls and the parents of the players here tonight. She believed in all of us and treated us with dignity and respect. Well, maybe not the whole time. The day that I forgot my jersey on the bus was a really, really hard day, and I don't remember much dignity that day, Coach. Coach Swearingen and her staff is the reason I had a successful playing career and achieved so much in my volleyball life. I will never forget Coach Brandon, who spent countless of hours with me and my girl, my roomie, ultimate middle hitter, Katie Spear. Timing and trust, like Coach said, is everything when it comes to a setter and their hitters. And my middle hitter made me look good because our connection that we worked on was incredible. And she is here today supporting me yet again. You can't have a set without a pass. And with that came my other teammate who is again supporting me here today, Mackenzie Crowell. She made it possible for me to shine and make my hitters shine. So thank you to both of you. I played with true teammates, those who set aside their individual goals so that we were able to succeed as a team. Who would have thought that 3 of us on that team, the 3 seniors, the year of 2002, would all be in the Hall of Fame? Coach, I do want to ask you, don't you think we were the best team of all time then? I mean, let's be honest, probably your favorite one too. I have daughters, Addison and Bella, and a son, Anderson, and they play volleyball and other various sports. I pray that they have coaches similar to the coaches that I had growing up in my years of playing sports. Coach, you have been the person for those 4 years that got me through. The best way to express my gratitude is to tell you that my life is definitely a lot better because you're in it. And tonight, I and the volleyball family applaud you for everything you've done, both for my teammates, my parents, and supporting them while I was crazy, and everybody here tonight. If you know me, I love Westminster College. I really, really do, from the bottom of my heart. It all began on the first night that I came here for that introduction evening. We drove through a blizzard, my dad and I. He always called those adventures. I don't know if I necessarily thought of it as a venture then, but it sure did lead to me signing a contract to play the best sport I loved so much. That accomplishment of signing that left me on a high. And so while I was coming out of high school and coming into college, I can honestly say I was not mentally prepared for preseason and being away from home. Coach talked about me crying. I'm telling you, I was a mess. I cried at any point I could. If I wasn't crying, I couldn't breathe. So getting through before, during, and after practices was very hard. My first phone bill, yes, I was here in the early days, like Skip was. My first phone bill was $300. And that wasn't to friends. I didn't talk to any of my high school friends. That was to my mother and father. From there, it proved to be a little tough. As athletes, you all probably all know, you're pretty good coming in and you're going to play at college. You're probably the star at whatever high school you left. Well, I thought the same. Well, I came in and I got benched the whole first year, my freshman year. I was lucky to see if there was a court out in front of me. That was yet another life lesson learned. My teammates supported me, and the people that got me through to that were my parents. My dad drove all over. Remember, this was Division II at the time, so I'm playing in Michigan, none of these other nice places. You guys are going to Hilton Head, Myrtle Beach. I'm going to Michigan in the middle of, towards the winter season. My dad was driving, my mom was driving, my sister Lindy, who at the time was 13 years old, was driving to see me play, and they didn't want to do that. And they weren't even seeing me play. I was still sitting the bench. Every time I think my parents counseled me more than anything until I got to play against my other sister. It was the battle of the sisters. She was at a different college and we finally met in Ohio, and that was pretty incredible. When it came time for me to play, I made sure I was going to play and stay on that court. If you know volleyball, you either run a 6-2 or a 5-1. The setter's either on the whole entire game or she's only on typically 3 rotations. Oh no, I never left the court. I was not leaving the court. If I had a bad play, a bad game, trust me, I was not looking at coach. I was thinking, let's turn this around because I'm not getting yanked. I'll never sit that bench again. And that was one that created one of my biggest highlights, was setting the all-time assist record. I had no clue. We walk into the game and we're playing, I'm having a good time. And apparently half of the stands knew. I had no clue what was going on, and which was rightfully so. This is a team sport, not an individual sport. I had no idea. And all of a sudden they stopped play. And we won the point. They stopped play, and I'm like, let's go, people, get it together, get in your positions. And then Katie and Mackenzie turned, and they're like, Carolee, you're gonna need to turn around. You just set a record. And I said, what are you talking about? Oh, complete shock. And they came and presented the ball. I'll never forget those feelings, those incredible, incredible feelings. Westminster definitely gave me my volleyball career, but it also gave me my degree and my husband. I met my husband there. He always jokes and says that he spotted I was going to be a star. So the senior setter he dated when I was a freshman, he broke up with her and started dating me. Convenient. And he still says, I chose the right one to this day. So thank you. His parents, while dating him, his parents had no idea about volleyball. And Adam, my husband, I love him dearly, isn't athletic. We married him for the height. The height so that my kids would have a little more height than me. His parents ended up coming and supporting me at games, which was amazing. I had more of a cheering section on my away games sometimes than I did at my home games. Also, my brother-in-law is here and his significant other, and I wanted to thank everybody for coming. But if I was to thank anybody, it would definitely have to be my parents. They raised me to be the person I am through morals and to have passion, commitment, work ethic, sportsmanship, confidence, and the values that they instilled me. Mom and Dad, I love you. I love you dearly. And then second or tied is my husband with my children. Thank you for always being my number one supporter. He came to every game. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Thank you, everybody. And I hope and you had a wonderful evening. And congratulations to everyone here. And I wish you a safe drive home. Am I doing a job? I'm sorry.
Closing for me.
I'm sorry. Thank you. I could talk all night if you want me to. No worries. As you probably met me in the line on the football field, I'll make friends with anybody. I'll talk to whoever's next to me. So have a great evening, and thank you. This award means so much to me. It was just amazing.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Could we please have Carolee's family and friends please rise to be recognized? She did try to steal my thunder in closing.